everybody, welcome to Mommy's Book Bag this week. This week we're going to talk about books about families, all different sizes and shapes. Before we get started though, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and click the alert bell below. We're going to have a really good time today and I hope that you enjoy it. Our first book is Kitchen Dance by Maury J. Manning. This book is about a little girl and her brother, and they're in bed when all of a sudden they hear something happening downstairs. So they sneak out of bed and they sneak downstairs and they find their mom and dad dancing in the kitchen while they are doing dishes together. And they are just watching them for a little while, and then all of a sudden they get discovered and it turns into a big family dance party, and it's really lovely and they have a lot of fun together. This book really shows for me, I think it really shows a good example of what family togetherness can be. You know, the parents, when they saw their kids out of bed, they didn't yell at them and say, "Go to bed." They picked them up and they let them dance until they were tired, and then they took them back to bed. But it's really beautiful. The illustrations are colorful and bright, and they exhibit exactly the kinds of feelings that the illustrator is hoping for. It's a really, really fun book, so make sure to check it out. Our next one is The Old House by Pamela Duncan Edwards and Henry Cole. So this book is about how a family makes a house into a home. So it starts out with a house that's been deserted and it's kind of falling apart, a little bit dilapidated, and a house fails. And then all of a sudden a family comes to see it and it stands up a little straighter, and they decide that they want to love it and they want to live in it, and they take care of it and they make it into a home. And the illustrations for this one are very cheerful. They really, really invite you to understand what the house is feeling and what it wants. This is a really good book. A lot of times I think kids have a hard time relating to how a family takes care of a home, how all of them take care of the home. So if you have a child that is having a hard time maybe participating in chores or maintenance in the home or things like that, this could be a really good way to help them get involved and understand that the entire family is what makes the house the home, not just a place where you live. So check it out, you'll like it. Okay, so book number 3, we've got Two Homes by Claire Mazurel and Katie MacDonald Denton. So this book is about a little boy named Alex whose parents are divorced, and it goes through and he talks about how, you know, having divorced parents doesn't have to be something that makes you sad all the time. It just means he gets 2 of everything. So he gets 2 homes, he gets 2 beds, and he gets 2 comfy chairs, and mommy calls him and daddy calls him, and you know, his parents love him no matter where they are and no matter where he is. So this is really good. It's important to remember that not every family is shaped the same, but it's still a family. So this is a really good one for illustrating that. If you have children that are going through divorce, have gone through divorce, or even have friends that maybe have parents that are divorced, this would be really good to help explain that kind of family dynamic to them. So look this up if that's something you're looking for. Okay, the next 2 books are kind of the same in topic. One is better for a younger age group, one is better for an older age group. So I'm going to start with the younger one first. So that one is called You're Missing It by Brady Smith and with Tiffany Thiessen. This is a very simple picture book. It is very brightly colored. The illustrations are easy to follow and very, very exciting. There's a rhinoceros that breaks out of the zoo at one point. Anyway, this is about a little boy and also a little girl who are at the park with their mom and dad's respective. They're not all related, but they're there with their parents, and the kids see all of these really exciting and interesting things while they're exploring the park, but their parents have their faces in their phones for the entire time. And so the kids have all of these things that they want to show their parents, but their parents end up missing a lot of it. So I'm pretty sure this is something that a lot of us can relate to. I know that I can. After I read it, I was like, whoa, man. And I really did become more conscious about what I was doing on my phone, because it's important to be engaged with your children. You know, technology is wonderful. I love it because you're probably watching this video on your phone, but it's important to make sure that we are focusing on the things that are important, which brings us to our last book for the week, which is Unplugged, Ella Gets Her Family Back by Laura Peterson, illustrated by Penny Weber. This book is really good. It's about a little girl named Ella, obviously, and her family, and she just wants somebody to play with her. And she goes to each of them, and you know, her siblings are on their video games, and her mom is busy for a meeting, and her dad is on his phone and his laptop, and all these different things, so Ella decides one day that she's just gonna go around the house and she's gonna confiscate everybody's electronics. And when they find out that she's stolen all of their stuff, they get really mad at her. And she just says, hey man, I just want to spend time together as a family. And she gets really upset, and the next day her family sits down with her and they say, okay, we need to make some changes. And they do. And this is really, really good at problem solving. So this last one, You're Missing It, does a really good this book does a really good job of showing what the problem is in a very compelling way. This book does a really good job of helping you figure out how to solve the problem. And on the last page is a list of what they decide to do for their family and what their roles are going to be. So this book offers a really good opportunity for you and your kids to sit down together and decide what your technology roles are together and what you're going to do to help make your family a priority. Anyway, so those are our books for this week. Do me a favor, if you liked these books, go and check some out. Go and buy some. I've got Amazon links to them down below in the description. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and share with your friends. Don't forget, we have a goal. Anyway, next week, we're gonna talk all about books about cooking. And I love food. I don't know if you can tell, but I love food. And I can't wait to share these books with you. You're gonna love them. I'll see you then. Bye.
Hi, welcome to Mommy's Book Bag this week. I'm a really crappy Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito didn't play that part.
Bring it down.
Hey, San Jose, are you there? Man, Christian Bale was good. I watched Newsies last night on Disney Plus. I love that movie. No, I love that movie.
It's like, hi, oh man,
He
I
was
love.
only 17 when he made that movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw Ford versus Ferrari this last week, right? And he was really good at that one too. He had a really good accent. It's really good. But you could tell, like, the accent that he had in Ford versus Ferrari versus the New York accent that he had in the Newsies when he was 17. You could tell there had been a progression, you know. He improved.
Yes.
He's really worked on his craft. I really, really want them to make a remake of the Newsies.
Stop.
And I want Christian Bale and Bill Pullman to both.
They're gonna play Pulitzer and Hearst.
That would be amazing. Also, if they could just did a cameo, or if they made like a sequel or something like that, where they could reprise their roles, and then they did like a duet of Santa Fe together. Oh my gosh, it would be amazing. He's gotten a lot. He's improved a lot, you know.